And because Mandela was resilient, so I will also be resilient despite the circumstances, despite the obstacles life has shown me, and I will still keep heads up and also work to ensure to achieve my dreams. And have been working with Street Child, especially in projecting, and advocacy, in doing community engagement, community sensitization. So I was there helping Mark, Alosan, and the others to ensure everyone is safe and protected while running or while doing the cycling or whatsoever. I signed up for the 10K, but rather unfortunately, during the time for the event, and something happened. And coincidentally, that is a lot of bike. Like I would say your bike.
Yeah.
You have an issue with
He
your
was
bike.
here to help me out.
This marathon is a life-changing event. Education is a fundamental human right. These community children, they are really now they are really happy, and most of them are going to those schools the child built. It's a beautiful moment. I learned a lot, and the experience gained will not go to waste, and I really enjoy it.
Hello, Project Ultimate Lifers. Welcome. Today we have Emmanuel here with Street Child, and we're going to be talking about his experiences in life, how he's come to find himself in this type of adventure, and all the amazing things that is Emmanuel. So, Emmanuel, tell us about yourself, your background, what brought you here to this now time, space, and reality.
As you know, my name is Emmanuel, and of course, a child that is born and raised by Emmanuel Turay and Aminata Darami, and that my two parents, and around the coast of Sierra Leone here, and I would say Mama Beach to be specific, you know, and in my primary school, I school here around the Peninsula axis. Then as a result of advanced education, I just have to move to Freetown, because we do believe when you go to Freetown, you school there, and you have the best of opportunity, you have the best of facilities and everything. So as a result of that, when I start to my NPSC, I just have to relocate to Freetown.
What is NPSC?
The NPSC National Primary School Examination.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I just have to move from Freetown and the coast here, move to Freetown. So I started my school there. I enrolled in one of the popular school in Freetown, and at the end of the term again, I have to promote to another level, and and I would say I found myself in high school. Yes, and in high school, you know, I was facing a lot of challenges, a lot of difficulties, because I'm coming from a family background that is, and whereas finance, education, and business is really a problem. So the family cannot raise money to like fund your education, fund your schooling, and even your economic, I would say. And the family was really constrained. So as a result of that, I just move around with one of my uncle, and I would say he's my uncle because he was my teacher at first. Because of when my mom and my dad, they got separated, I would say divorced. So as a result of that, I just have to move back to my uncle, because that is the place I know I will feel comfortable to educate. If I should have stayed with my mom and my dad, I should have dropped out of schooling. So I just have to stay with my uncle. So from there, and I get in touch with the Children's Parliament, CFN, known as CFN, Children's Forum Network Sierra Leone. And it's an organization that is responsible to advocate for the rights and welfare of children of Sierra Leone, and also to advocate for the educational aspect, looking at all other aspects where children are really constrained, and also, and advocacy was the real factor or instrument used in order to like fight for those children. So as a result of that, I became very instrumental in fighting for the rights of children of this country, and also being part of the children's parliament, and also being part of policy formulations, policy repealing, and also in several conferences, debates that has to do with the welfare and promotion of children. So with that, you know, and yeah, so there is a specific aging that, and when you are 18 years, then you just have to leave. You have no option but to leave. But and what happened? And have been working with Street Child and Street Child Plan International, a lot more other and NGO organizations and INGO. governmental and non-governmental organizations. I have been working with them, especially in projecting, in advocacy, in doing community engagement, community sensitizations, and a lot of other projects as well. So as a result of that, I spoke with one of the staff at and Street Child. I told her, I said, Mom, I've been working with a lot of organizations. Like I'm really in love, like to work with Street Child. I would love to. Then she told me, okay, Emmanuel, you are somebody who is very instrumental, who is very active and proactive. We have been seeing you a lot of, and most of the times, be in the media, be in the radio, be in the community, be in the schools. We have been seeing you a lot. I've been monitoring your movement. Just go do your write-up, your applications, then bring it to the office. We'll see what we'll do. Then I did exactly as she said. I wrote my letter and also my CV, the curriculum vitae, that explain my background and explain about who Emmanuel is. So I took it to the office. Then the human resource manager looked at it. Then I was shortlisted, and they called me for an interview, and I passed the interview. So that is how I found myself in Street Child as a volunteer, not a permanent staff or whatsoever, as a volunteer, and also, like, I would say, having job experience or working experience at Street Child. So that is how I found myself in Street Child. I hope I'll be a permanent staff in Street Child.
Yeah, amazing. Wow, what a story. Okay, so what's your overall impression of the marathon? So you have people from all over the world coming, right? What was your role specifically this time?
Well, and I was assigned to work with the SLM team, the Sierra Leone Marathon or Street Child Marathon team, for us to see how we are going to stage and work out collectively to ensure the fruitfulness of the marathon. So, and then I was called by Mark that, Emmanuel, and I want you to join the team, the SLM team. I said, okay, I will join the team, I will be there. But by that time, I was writing my exam because I'm in university as well. Yes, and of course, I'm in qualifying year. That is third year in university. And I said, Mark, presently I'm on examination, but immediately the exam finished, then I will leave my exam, then I will travel to McKinney. So that is how I found myself in McKinney, working with Mark, Alusine, and that of Bai. We have been working collaboratively to ensure we do the mapping, we do all that stuff like engaging the community leaders and also the district heads and also the police and some other staff that have ensured the sustainability and also the security of the international participants and also the local participants. So I've been working with the team Elta Skelter to ensure the event is successful. And thank God it was successful and fruitful. So even though at the time of the event, or even before the event, I was working with Mark, have to go to the airport, like having a sleepless night. Yeah, we waited there several times since we received all international participants. Then from there again, like I was carrying a lot of luggages, and from there come back to McKinney, having a sleepless night again. So like helping Mark, try to like and doing the mapping and the marking, because like have to put the road signs, like to ensure when you are coming to this direction, this will lead you to the right direction, because McKinney, I would say, is a vast city, and also it has a lot of and other connections, other roads as well. So I was there helping Mark, Alusine, and the others to ensure everyone is safe and protected while running or while doing the cycling or whatsoever. So even though they are working as a staff or as an intern, and I signed up for the 10K. I wanted to do the 10K. I was so enthusiastic to do the 10K, but rather unfortunately, during the time for the event, and something happened. And coincidentally, that is a lot of bike. Like I would say, your bike.
Yeah.
You have an issue with your bike.
He was here to help me out.
So like, I just have to like skip my event, go there to help you, to give you an helping hand, to ensure you really enjoy the event and to ensure you are safe. Because I know, and it's really, really, I would say, awkward. Like, you're there with your colleague and everybody just went off and you're there standing alone. The road, I would say, it's not safe. A lot of people might want to come in to give you an aid. I said, no, I just have to be there. So that is how I just keep my events, go there, I assist you. And from there again, I went to the field again. I took another bike, went to another junction to assist other people as well. So at the ending of the day, I was unable to partake in the competition.
Yeah, but in a way, you were literally like my knight in shining armor.
Yeah.
Multiple times, you brought me many bikes.
Exactly.
And I hope you didn't think I was too stressed or anything, because it was one of
Yeah.
those.
Really, I thought of that and I said, but at the end, I commend you. I said, you are very resilient. I thought like maybe you just keep the cycling and you just do the 5 or 10K. I said, despite the circumstances, the obstacle, you still choose. So like, I will do it. Even if it's just like the 21 kilometer or whatever, I will do it. I said, oh, wow. Like, I was even conversing with some of the stuff. I said, oh, wow. I just hope like you just give up the race and do something else better.
Yeah.
But like, wow, Emmanuel, I'll do that. I said, really? I said, okay.
I really felt like in that moment I had two choices. I could either, get upset or alter the plan or anything along those lines. Instead, it really just came down to problem solve. Okay, I still want to do the event. I still want to see it all the way through. So I ended up having coffee in my bag, waited for the bike, enjoyed my time, talked to JoJo, got some
Yeah.
data so I wasn't alone, and I made sure I was concerned. And I just went, what else do I need to make sure I can be successful? In the future, always be completely prepared independently. They said bring tools. I was like, I forgot about the tool. Oh, I'll bring a tool, etc. And then in the end, I just thought, this is just like life. I have a
Yeah.
choice right now. This is outside of my control. And in doing that, I got to still enjoy, take pictures of you coming up with
Exactly.
the bike. The best moment was the bike behind the back. Like they're just, yeah, it was great. So, and you guys were so good. So my question to you is, what did you learn in this experience? Like, what were your major takeaways? Not the skill sets, okay, but those takeaways.
Well, really, I learned a lot, and I want to say, and I must confess this. This is my first experience, like taking part in the marathon and Street Child and organize, because for several times I've been seeing Street Child organizing several marathons, and even AfriCell and other organizations have been organizing marathon, but I've never taken part in any of those marathons. So this year, coming to Street Child and being part of the team, I would say it's amazing and beautiful. And I learned a lot working with team, like I would say communication skill and collaboration, and I would say a lot more. And even though, and I would say I was having a sleepless night working with Mark, especially Mark. Mark is really, I would say, an awesome leader, and he will not sleep unless he ensures that everybody is safe and everybody goes to bed first before he even think about himself. So like working with Mark, I would say it's a pleasant and also beautiful moment with him, and also receiving international participants, rapport, working with international, but like talking, conversing, going up and down, like exchanging photos, numbers, and a lot more. I would say those are all experience, and especially I learned a lot from international participants like Jess and Sam, and we were explaining the beautiful biography or history about our different countries. Like I would say, Sam is coming from UK and I'm from Sierra Leone. Like Sam was explaining about UK. I've never been to UK, and this is Sam also first time coming to Sierra Leone. Like I was explaining about our traditions, the way people live, our culture, and he also was doing the same. So I want to say like it's a beautiful moment. I learned a lot, and the experience again will not go to waste, and I really enjoy it. Exactly, it's amazing and beautiful. Yeah.
Were there specific challenges that you felt like you had to overcome, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, exactly. And I would say I was having a specific challenge, like example, doing the mapping. Like the first time when I arrived in McKinney, Mark like, Emmanuel, you have to drop your things off, then come meet me in the marathon room. Then we are going to do like 30-minute tutorial. You know the map, how McKinney is, and the various routes that these international participants will be using, like her. And first time working with the marathon team and taking part into the marathon, then seeing a map like this. Wow. I'm also an athlete, I play soccer. So, but playing soccer, we don't have like map like that. We only have the pitch, go to the pitch, play the ball and play the soccer, and you enjoy a lot. So like Mark saying, Emmanuel, this is the map. You have to study the map, know the various streets, the various routes, and the various roads, their names and their junctions, and the water station as well. I say, wow, in my mind, this is really a big task for me. Am I going to do this? Like I was asking myself, like, am I going to do this? Yeah. But after the tutorial, Then Mark asked me again for me to like recite or do the recapitulation, and I tried. Mark was like, cheers for me, like clapping for me. I said, wow. So even when Mark went off, I went there again to like do a rundown and do a lot of readings, a lot of chatting, and a lot of like brainstorming for me to know the various routes. And at the end, I was able like to give a lot of other people the instructions, teaching them, giving them tutorial about the various routes, the various directions. Like that is how, and that was my biggest challenge. Yeah, because at the initial stage, I thought I would not know and I would not do that. But at the end, I was able to succeed and also serve as a teacher for others, teaching others and giving tutorial to others about the various routes.
Amazing. Has this somehow impacted your personal sort of vision for your life?
Yeah, exactly. This and has created a lot of significant impacts on my life because I believe and with this marathon is a life-changing event, I would say, because it has like boost my horizon, keep me stronger, and in fact, it has shown me that and I'm really somebody to make a change.
Yes,
And
you
with
are.
Street Child and with the experience which I've got already, and I'll be somebody who will be part of even if not Street Child, but any other marathon that will be organized, maybe nationally, internationally, I will one day like work there, like be the director as Mark usually says, I'll be there directing or even giving an helping hand or helping a lot of people. And again, maybe God will see me through or God will help me. Like I will even organize and say, Street Child, I want us to partner.
Yes.
We'll be partners.
Yes, absolutely. Listen,
Yeah.
you have a wonderful magnetic energy about you. And I, with my deepest, most sincerest heart, know without a doubt, amazing things will happen for you.
Exactly.
What does Street Child do for a community like Sierra Leone? What
Well,
impact does it have specifically?
well, I would say Street Child and has been doing a lot when it's come to the educational aspect and also the economic aspect for citizens of Sierra Leone. And I would say Strichel has been and supporting a lot of communities, and whereas they have built over 30,000 schools right across the 16 districts of Sierra Leone, and a lot of communities who we are having no education, no schooling, or even community centers, and a lot more. So Strichel went there and built a lot of schools, whereas these community children, they are really now like they are really happy, and most of them are going to those schools Street Child built. So, and Street Child has got a lot of significant impact into the life of those children living in those communities when it's come to education. As we all know, education is a fundamental human right because looking at the UN Convention on the Rights and Welfare of the Child, and also the Africa Charter and the Rights and Welfare of the Child, and that spell it out that every child have the right to education. So education is a fundamental human right. So as a result of that, Street Child is really commending and also helping those children to like achieve their dreams and also achieve their sustainability and bring also sustainability to Sierra Leone and also to those communities, I would say. And again, Street Child has been helping a lot of and street related or street connected children. We have a lot of children who are living on the street, and Sierra Leone is a country that is really deprived. We will have a lot of children living on the street as a result of one reason or the other. So Street Child has been going to those streets and to those places, like finding those children, like and building orphanages and places whereas they will just go use those children, bring them to the orphanages, provide support. Meaning it means like psychosocial support or whatsoever support. Scripture has been giving a lot of support for those children, for them to be ensured that they are really integrated back into the society. Because some of them, they are there on the street as a result of maybe they lost their parents, as a result of like maybe they are troubleshooters, as a result of neglect, or as a result of their family are unable to provide for them. So that is how they find themselves on the street. So Street Child has been helping a lot of them. And again, we have a lot of parents again that Street Child give loans to. Street Child give a lot of loans to certain parents. You know that I would say they are disabled, they are orphans. Some parents that are orphans. Some parents that are I would say they were amputated during the war, the 11 years civil war Sierra Leone experience. So a lot of them were amputated, and some of them are disabled, and some of them cannot like, have a source whereas they will just have money like to support their family. So street child help them with small scale businesses or fund that whereas they will engage themselves in small scale businesses to promote their family and to support their kids or their children, to send their children back to school and to provide food and other basic necessity for their family. So street child has been given a lot of small loan scheme to those family and also monitor those family to ensure that the money given to them, they are able to utilize the money for its right purpose and its right and means, because to have money, it's really not easy, especially in Sierra Leone here, and even to see the money is another big tax. So like you have a humanitarian organization like Street Child come in, give you the money without any, like I would say, pension or whatsoever. Like it's really a blessing. So Street Child has been doing a lot for Sierra Leone and especially communities in across Sierra Leone.
Wow. Amazing. Take a breath. So much is said. If there was somebody who was watching this and who, you could say anything to try to inspire them to want to, say, donate to Street Child for these causes, what would you say to them?
Well, and first of all, I would say thank you for watching this, and like I'll just play like Street Child is really trying, but despite the way they are trying, they still need funds, they still need donors to come in to assist them so that they'll just increase their support and also their way of moving and also their interventions. Because like building 30,000 schools across Sierra Leone is really not easy. Building the school is one aspect, and also recruiting teachers for those schools is another aspect. So you need money again to support. You need again, like I would say, a lot of materials to train those teachers to support the schools with a lot of educational materials like books, pens, erasers, and a lot of more to support the school, and even libraries, to furnish the libraries. It's really a big tax. And I would just like plead for them to support Street Child and also increases their donor support, even though maybe some of them they are supporting Street Child, but I would just like plead for them to increase their donor support so that Street Child will increase their support and also their interventions to those schools and also build more schools, because we have a lot of and other communities that are yet to have schools, and also they have to work like 30 miles away from their community, go to another big town or communities for them to school. It's really a big tax. So Street Child is not, even though Street Child is not the only organization working in Sierra Leone, but Street Child is the only organization, that is being decentralized across the 16 districts of Sierra Leone. It's really like brass spider having a lot of your hands in several districts. So it's really not easy. So I would just plead for them to support and give support to Street Child, whatsoever support. You cannot say like maybe you need finance, maybe they don't know, like maybe they don't have finance, they just have like educational materials or whatsoever. So I would just plead like for them to support Street Child and also keep supporting Street Child. And I believe Street Child will do support, Street Child will do more, and they will expand their way of support and intervention as well.
Yeah, I know they plan to. What would you say to somebody who was listening to this and wasn't quite sure if they wanted to, say, come and do the marathon? How would you encourage them to maybe start training and to take a risk and give it a shot?
Well, like, and I would just say, and it's really a pleasure and a bravo, like taking part in the marathon. So, and I believe this will be like an optimistic interview that will just like boost your horizon for you to know that whatsoever marathon Street Child is organizing, it's a safe and convenient one. And in fact, whatsoever Street Child is having from there, it's not for Street Child, but it's for those and communities and that are really deprived. So you coming to Sierra Leone, taking part into the Street Child Marathon, I will say that is really beautiful and amazing, and you will not regret it. You will enjoy it, and even though I will not say and you will experience bad, but just come to Sierra Leone. You will enjoy Sierra Leone if that will be your first time coming to Sierra Leone, because even though it's climatic here, but you will enjoy. So like taking part in a marathon is amazing. So I'll just encourage you, come to Sierra Leone, work with Street Child, be part of the Street Child Marathon. You will enjoy. And you see a lot of communities that are vulnerable. You see a lot of amputated children and a lot of vulnerable children with disability, whose Street Child raising this fund for who are also street children are doing this marathon for. They're not doing the marathon for themselves, but rather for those children and for those communities. So like you taking part into street child marathon is like also you have like I would say save thousands of children in Sierra Leone and also saving thousands of communities in Sierra Leone. So it's amazing taking part into the street child marathon and also train more because you see a lot of and colored people who will be like really energetic, a lot of pace. They will run like 42 kilometers without even resting also.
Mm,
You know that you saw
yeah.
them a lot.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow. So there is a tradition on our show here where we are asking, okay, you're quite young, which is beautiful and an amazing life ahead of you, I have no doubt. If you were given the opportunity to maybe talk to, somebody who is the age of 16, 17, 18, either somewhere in the world, here, what would be 3 lessons that you've learned so far that you would want to share with them about life in general?
Well, and then I would say, and it would be my pleasure, in fact, sharing my experience or life experience with somebody and who will be at the teenage or whatsoever. And I would say, and one of it, I would say, is resilient to life because, I would say like 2 years back, and in fact, before even the 2 years, and as I said entirely, I'm somebody coming from really deprived family and also communities, have no have nobody to support my education. Like I have to hustle, I have to fight on myself just for me to school myself and for me not to give up because I know I am somebody to make a change and I am a future leader. And as I usually call myself Mandela, Sierra Leone Mandela. And Mandela, I would say, and he was the the first black president of South Africa. So I said because Mandela was resilient, so I will also be resilient despite the circumstances, despite the obstacles life has shown me, and I will still keep heads up and also work to ensure to achieve my dreams. And even though again last year I lost my mom and my dad was in prison, like everybody was calling me and also sympathizing with me. Oh, Emmanuel, I don't know how you do your schooling. Maybe you have to drop your schooling. I said no. My dad is not the one supporting me, or either my mom is supporting me. I'm fighting for myself. That is why I've engaged myself in advocacy, community engagement, working with, and also volunteer with other organizations. Like I go to these people, ask them for like support. So whatsoever support they give me, I appreciate, and I will use that. So I've been very resilient. So I will also tell the individual, you need to be resilient in life. Sometimes everything will not be okay for you, and sometimes you might be like coming from a rich family, coming from really deprived family. You don't have to look at your background. You don't have to look at your status. You just need to keep heads up, focus, be resilient, and always have an optimistic idea that whatsoever you face in life, you succeed. Just have that in mind. And again, I will also tell the individual, secondly, I will also tell the individual to be like always positive in whatsoever he or she involves in or he or she will be doing. Because, like when I first of all find myself in street child, I thought I will not do this. How can I do this? This is my first time having an official and working experience with street child or any other NGOs. Because for any other NGOs, I've been working with them, serving as a volunteer, but not the way I'm working with street child directly. And I thought like it would be very difficult for me, and I cannot do this. Like I was even like curious to find like a mentor who will be supporting me, who will be helping me out. But I have nobody. So like I was there, I said, I will do this. I was very much positive. I said, whatsoever I see on the way, I know I will read it, I will be careful, and I will achieve it despite that. And even like when I travel from Freetown to Makeni, being in Street Child compound, like I was meeting with a lot of people there. I don't know how I will even like interact with these people. And I said, no, I need to be positive. And I was there,
Being
in fact,
confident.
yeah, meeting these people and whatsoever they tells me, I will say, okay, I will do it. Or whatsoever I see, can I help you? Can I do this? I was anxious to learn more. And even though I'm still anxious to learn more, so like I will always tell the individual to be like optimistic, positive to learn more and never see yourself as a slow learner or never see yourself as you cannot do this. No, Nobody is like in the reservoir of knowledge, or nobody, I would say, and we are all gifted. We are all gifted. The only thing is you just have to work on your dream and work on your gifts and work on your skills. So you always be pessimistic and optimistic, I mean, and also be positive, work towards your dream, and never think about negativity. Even though it's good to think about negativity because it will keep you on your toes and it will keep you going. So I will tell the individual, I will tell the team, those are the two things. If you keep those things on your mind, you really like recite them daily, you will achieve and you will succeed wherever you go. And thirdly, I will tell the individual to always obey and always behave like you want to land. You are not the boss. Even the individual that you are assigned to work with, even if you are well experienced than the individual, just behave like you have no experience, like you want to learn more. Because the more you are keen to listen, the more you are keen to learn from the individual. Trust me, even though if you are more experienced than the individual, you are more educated, or you are more skilled than the individual, just be patient, relax, listen to what the individual will say first. Then you can ask, can I direct you? Can I give my submission? Can I say what is on my mind? Or can we do this? Like, don't impose. Just relax. Stay. Observe what the individual will be doing. If the individual is going the wrong way, then maybe you just, can I help? Can I come in? Can I step in? If the individual is going to say, yeah, I will agree. Just be like that. Just be obedient. And, from the Bible, it says, obedience will keep you going. And I learned this from the Bible when Saul disobeyed God. God have to punish the whole of the descendants of Saul as a result of disobedience. So disobedience again is another skill you will use to achieve in this life, or even to succeed in life.
Is
So,
another word disciplined?
yeah, obedience, I would say, is discipline. Because when you're obedient, you are self-disciplined. You always work on the interest of the organization, not on your interest, but the interest of the organizations, and also ensure those around you are safe. Don't always like think about yourself. No, think about those who are around you. Because if those who are around you are safe and protected, you yourself maybe, and you're also safe and protected. Because on the juncture, on the verge, anything happen with you, people will be there to assist you. People will be there to help you. So just always be obedient or so. Those are the three things I will tell the individual, or I will tell the teen below the age of 15 or 16. If you are obedient, you are resilient, and you are optimistic, you will learn more.
And you'll achieve.
Exactly.
Oh, it's been such a pleasure, Emmanuel.
Thank you.
Is that how you say your name? Emmanuel?
Emmanuel, yeah.
Okay, I want to make sure I get it right.
Yeah, God is with us. And different
What
people
does
have
Emmanuel mean?
God is with us. God is with us. Yeah, and in the Bible, during the time, the birth and baptism of Jesus Christ, when Jesus was trying to go to the wilderness and to fast for 40 days and 40 nights after John baptized Jesus, and there was a voice from heaven that says, you are Emmanuel. It means God is with you, God is with us. So since then, people start calling Jesus Emmanuel. So it means you are our Savior, you are our Redeemer. So it's a beautiful name, and I love the name Emmanuel.
Yes, and now you have your guiding light and your mission in life.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And it has been such a pleasure.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you. My pleasure again working
Until
with you.
next time.
Ta-ta.